Scott Griggs at full back, still needing one try for a career 150. Sean Robinson and Jody Broughton on the wings. James Woodburn Hall and Ed Barber in the centres. Scott Morrell, Tom Gilmore the half back. Dan Fleming, Keil Carlisle and Elliot Morris in the Halifax front row. Matt Garside, Paul Brearley and Kevin Leroya make up the Halifax back. And my apologies to Oliver Roberts who played in that first game. So I mistakenly thought it was Paul Brearley for the match-winning try. Anyway, he's not here this evening, but there's another Oliver in Oliver Wilson from Huddersfield on dual registration. James Holtonstall, Keegan Hurst and Brandon Moore makes his first appearance of the season after serving out his suspension which carried over from last season. Joe Martin, the former Siddle player at full-back for Dewsbury. Andrew Gabriel and Will Oates on the wings. Adam Ryder and Matthew Fleming the centres. Paul Sykes and Liam Finn with a combined age of about 78 and a half for Dewsbury. Fraser Morris up against his brother in the scrum, another former Halifax player, with Sam Day at hooker. Chris Anakin at prop. Sonny Esselmont, Michael Knowles and Matty G on dual reg from OKR, making up the run on 13 for the Dewsbury side. Dom Speakman, Liam Johnson, John Magrin and Connor Scott, the replacements for Lee Greenwood side. Plenty of Halifax connections in this Ram side, and they're looking to put one over on the former employers as Fleming drives it forward. Dewsbury lost to Bradford on the opening day of the season. A good offload out of the tackle. Halifax keep it going with Ed Barber over halfway, wrestled to the floor 9 metres inside the Dewsbury half. Carlisle gives it to Morrell and Elliot Morris charges it up to the defence. Brother Fraser the fourth man there but wasn't needed. Last tackle signalled. Morrell goes to the air and the ball is taken safely in the Dewsbury red zone by the full-back Joe Martin. Didn't get much of a chance, Halifax. I think made a couple of appearances. And first chance for Dewsbury to run it away. Gabriel in off the wing, the former Keighley Cougars player. A bit of a handful, but conditions, well, you wouldn't expect to be conducive to top of the ground running this evening, but Fraser Morris making metres there up towards halfway. Halifax being pushed back. G takes it forward and finishes his run on the Halifax 40, and the referee quick to blow as Dan Fleming tried to get out of the way. And Paul Sykes will take an early opportunity, go for goal. That last time. Paul Sykes, prolific goal kicker. Only kicked 3 against Bradford, but has kicked goals regularly, been a top scorer, a top goal scorer at the club is representative in Bradford, London over the years. Not long ago it was still the Harlequins when Paul Sykes played there. A bit of old school from Lee Greenwood, taking the points while they're on offer if Sykes can make the distance. So he's given it a real thump and it's gone through the middle, and Dewsbury after 3 minutes 2-0 up at the Shay, courtesy of Sykes' penalty. Well, it didn't look like much, but Fleming was penalised and Halifax will hopefully learn from that lesson. Didn't get away with much in the first game against Sheffield. Some controversial decisions in that game. There'll be any to come in this game. We'll see Gabriel tries it back again. Halifax up to take him down in the 20. Adam Ryder. Centre taking it up. And Dewsbury pushing forward again. Halifax will want to be careful. Well, it's Dewsbury that have been not too careful there with Fraser Morris knocking the ball on and giving Halifax a scrum on the 40-metre line, which they'll look to take advantage of for the first real attacking option in the Dewsbury half of the field. Right out to Woodburn Hall on the left hand side. Ryder sliding across with teammates to make the tackle. 25 metres out. Elliot Morris driving the ball up, and this time it's Halifax who'll lose control of the ball. Well, that'll give them something to discuss, the Morris brothers. Not how good they were, but how poor they were in the opening minutes when they both knocked the ball on. Right. Well, the scrum on the 20 this time goes to Dewsbury. I'm surprised to see them use Adam Ryder, and there he goes. Push Gilmore away, but Halifax had plenty number there in defence. But they're a side full of perseverance and dogged determination are the Dewsbury Rams, suggested by some of the scorelines against Halifax, even though they've lost by some big margins. Even against Bradford they were matching for 60 minutes. G takes the ball out over halfway. Quick play the ball. Liam Finn, another former wearer of the blue and white hoops. He's about 36 now, Liam Finn. And another mistake, this time from Sonny Elselmont, the second rower. This time from Sheffield during the off-season. I suppose you would expect conditions like this to produce a lot of errors. Maybe it's the team that keeps the ball and respects the possession most that will come through this one. At the moment, Robinson goes from dummy half, almost catching the Rams defence offside. Carlisle flips the ball out, and Elliot Morris drives it forward. Garside, good leg drive from Garside. Needed Morris to go around the legs to bring him down. Gilmore gets it away to Morrell. Morrell out to Grix it into the line from full back, and Ed Barber looking for a gap and looking for an offload as well, but there's too many defenders there on Ed Barber for that to be allowed, and Morrell will kick towards the post. There's no Tyra this evening. Woodburn Hall and Barber the preferred centres. Steve Tyra not far off that club scoring record, I think about 16 points, and that is a massive drive by Halifax, taking Dewsbury back into the in-goal area, forcing the drop out under the post. Of course they need to keep hold of the ball and make it safe for 6 tackles to Halifax. And should they do that, they'll get another chance to attack that Dewsbury line. They've left a massive space, and Sykes has managed to skid it along the floor. Fleming takes the ball from Gilmore. Fleming drives forward, takes 3 to bring him down. Halifax already have their replacements warming up. The heavy conditions will start to take the toll pretty early, would imagine, in this game. Carlisle goes from dummy half, gets into the 10-metre area, 9 metres out from the Rams line. Morrell, quick play, Leroy, Gilmore gets it out wide, opportunities here, and Robinson unable to take the ball in, knocks it forward. I'm not sure about the contact there on the winger, but he's diving down towards the line. He may have copped a high one, but the referee said he's dropped on. A quick play from Dewsbury, taking them back up to the 40-metre line in quick time. Sam Day takes it over halfway, and Dewsbury have made impressive metres. From the tap on the 20, they're almost up to the Halifax 30 now, and Ryder's moved into acting half. Will he pick up and go on his own? He won't. He'll put it inside to Sykes, and Sykes will give it to Fraser Morris. Sykes goes to the air, knowing the conditions, and Jody Broughton loses the ball and gets possession back. It comes inside, and Will Oakes caught with the ball, and Dewsbury are giving another penalty. Will Sykes go for goal again? Well, Dewsbury looking to press on their advantage on this occasion. Looking at the tap on 15 metres out from Halifax line. Michael Knowles gives it to G, and G bounces off the first attempt by Leroy, gets him at the second attempt after Paul Brealey had stopped him. Finn out to Sykes, looking for Ryder to come back on the inside, which he does. Gets up, plays the ball quickly, 7 metres out. Dummy run is all over, and Chris Anakin, the former Wakefield player, taking down Finn. Short ball to G. Finn gets clattered afterwards. Matty G gets held up on the Halifax try line. Well, in fact, just over the Halifax try line is go back 10 metres out to play it, with Sam Day putting the ball up for Morris, and Fraser Morris. Strong drive towards the Halifax line. Last tackle. And Halifax got what they need to keep out. Sykes was over the top. Well, there's 6 more tackles, and there's a gap opening up there for Will Oakes to go through. So Halifax trying to keep him in the field of play. Knowles trying to push him into the in-goal area. Matty G drives the ball forward. Halifax defending a third set of 6 back-to-back on their own line. Sam Day gets it away. Finn to Sykes, and Sykes goes on his own but loses the ball. Well, he went for the step and the dummy there, did Sykes, and the ball was dislodged from his grasp. And Halifax have a good clearance kick there, which takes them up to 8 metres from halfway. I don't know. Robinson has another go. Almost copped a high one there from Sam Day. Carlisle to Griggs. Griggs away to Leroy. Halifax building up a bit of momentum in this set of 6 in the red zone. And Knowles getting away with slowing the play of the ball down there. Morrell's kick comes off a Dewsbury hand. And goes back into the hands of a Dewsbury player. Mark Fleming takes the ball up by Halifax. Offside according to the referee. A third Dewsbury penalty. Sykes will find touch, probably not his best touch kick, but it's over the whitewash, which is probably all that matters as far as Dewsbury are concerned. Halifax have a man down, looks like cramp already. Fairly unconventional conditions this evening. It looks like Halifax might be losing Tom Gilmore, which is going to be a big blow. They're going to have to rearrange the halves. Perhaps Morell and Woodburn Hall will go into the halves. Morell will move up to scrum half, Woodburn Hall to 6, and Saltonstall out to centre. It doesn't look to be anything too serious, but maybe just a tweak of the hamstring. Looked like cramp at first. Michael Knowles, for the former Sheffield player in his Dewsbury side. And the Barrow and Gateshead, been around a few years now as Knowles. And Matty G has been around a lot this evening, carrying the ball forward for Dewsbury. Halifax have managed to stop him on every occasion so far. Sykes gives it to Ryder. And Ryder, well, he's a powerhouse for a centre. He's Ryder. He's more like another second rower. And here's another powerhouse, Fraser Morris. Well, Morris got the pass away, but it was forward. Unfortunately for Halifax, the referee was right on the spot there. The pass going just too late. So Halifax with a chance to clear the lines again. Dewsbury looking to make it difficult, moving quickly off the back of the scrum to make the tackle. Knowles again looks to line and Broughton. Surely there was a hint of offside there. Jody Broughton took the ball forward. Halifax is going down the middle. Saltonstall straight into the action. Robinson running straight the Dewsbury defence and getting up to halfway. How much further can they go? Brearley takes it over the 40, but that's where the referee will signal the last tackle. Morell gets a little kick in, depends on the bounce, but it's bounced up for Martin, who puts it inside. And it looks like Tom Gilmore has suffered a tweak of the hamstring. He's having a nice pack put on it. And the Halifax dugout. Well, Gabriel takes it over the 20 for Dewsbury. And Sonny Esselmont tries to make meters. Good tackle on Fraser Morris. By Keel Carlisle is there again. Calling to defensive action with Paul Brearley, and another penalty. 4 penalties now. I'm sure Sykes won't be going to go for goal from there. Sykes kicks from hand this time. Dewsbury looking for another penalty. Not getting it. Ryder gets up and plays the ball. G takes Dewsbury with it, 2 within 10 metres. Halifax on defensive alert as Finn gets it away to Sykes. Sykes dummies, gets it to Will Oakes. Oakes gets to within 5 metres. Halifax numbering up in defence as Anakin has got the Halifax line, still 2 points to nil. Finn, well, he goes on his own as Finn. Might have a bit less strength and a bit less speed than he used to have, but still a danger near the line. So Halifax get the ball. He screams for another penalty, but Halifax still looking for the first one. The Sonsors is clattered with a big tackle. Robinson tackled round the ankles. Referee making token signals for Dewsbury to get back on side, but not seeming to make sure the full 10. Maybe they are this time. As Leroy is put down. Ed Barber charging forward. Halifax still in their own half on the last tackle, so Morell is going to have to kick. That one down to Joe Martin, who'll bring it back. Clobbered by Paul Breel, Ed Barber and Paul Brealey. Breel is in again. On Will Oakes, look at get away, then he looked. Well, he's given another penalty. Well, 5 penalties in 19 minutes against Halifax. Sharks will kick Halifax back into their own half. Matt Fleming takes it up for Dewsbury. Anakin gets into the Halifax line, took the pass off Day. Anakin goes down on the 20. And Halifax have been put on a team warning. And Sykes has been put in a position where he can put another 2 points over for Dewsbury. Well, he wouldn't. But again, Sykes was kicking one already from 42 metres. This one only half the distance. Out from the left hand upright, and Halifax are being put on a team warning. So Sykes lines up a second shot at goal. A second success from Paul Sykes. Scott Morell went to the referee to complain. The referee still having words with Ed Barber on his way back to the centre spot. Well, it's not about respecting possession, it's about having possession, and Dewsbury getting the lion's share of it with the 5 penalties. Yet to look like scoring a try. So Halifax, but struggling to do that without possession, while the referee is awarding penalties to Dewsbury. Here goes Gabriel, and he's made a gap up the middle, almost away. Well, Morris, not the quickest man on the field, but quick enough to catch the Dewsbury winger there as he looked for an opportunity. Looked as though he was going to break the Halifax line. Sam Day gets up, plays the ball in an acting half. Halifax slope off the man, and lucky They've got away with that, the way the referees looked at things, and Knowles was back on the inside, gets tackled on the 30-metre line. Ryan has to pull Ed Barber off. Last tackle. Sykes goes to the air. What we've got happening this time? Well, they kick back inside. Well, his wave play on is. Look, and there we go. All over Scott Morrell. Sean Robinson comes across, gets to the 20-metre line. Knowles holding him down for all his worth. Well, frustration at fever pitch for Halifax supporters at the moment as Woodburn all tries to find his way through the Dewsbury defence. Kevin Leroy charges up into 4 Dewsbury defenders. And finally, Halifax on a penalty. Biggest cheer of the night so far. Halifax get a first penalty, which is not overly advantageous. Brought on Keegan Hurst to replace Elliot Morris. Still have Oliver Wilson, he prop forward through the came up through the Bulls. On Joe Reg from Huddersfield, and from the short looks him on YouTube, a little bit like James Graham. He doesn't have much respect for his own body, let alone anybody else's. The way it's look at his highlights as he charges it in. So Halifax 4-0 down, still looking for the first try of the game by either team. Keegan Hurst gets up, Morrell runs to the line, Griggs brings Garside back on the inside. Garside almost through there. Carlisle out to Keegan Hurst. Thought about the pass but then drove it a few metres nearer that Dewsbury line using the short side, and Ed Barber is tackled, and there's a foot race now down this near side. Well, Broughton's getting back, Morrell's got back, and Keegan Hurst has got back. It's a terrific chase from Keegan Hurst, one of the biggest men on the field. But again, Halifax just making the error. Perhaps the lack of possession has just costing Halifax a little bit in the fluency. Ryder gets away on the far side. Halifax get across to make the tackle. And Halifax there again, 21 metres out, Dewsbury Rams, not yet the last tackle. Finn pops it up to Connor Scott. Finn to Sykes. Broughton gets the ball, but he's taken over the line. He'll drop out under the post, not what Halifax wanted, but they haven't conceded the try, which Dewsbury are striving for. They're so close, Halifax getting one at their own at the other end if Ed Barber just secured possession of the pass. Drop out from Morrell towards Finn, who lets it go too. Andy Gabriel will run it back into the Halifax forwards. Well, I wasn't getting through there. Halifax making a wall of defence in front of him, doing the same again. With Leroy and Garside now. Sykes bringing Fleming back on the inside. Fleming taunting the Halifax defence, looking to get the offload away, but Halifax managed to put him down before he completes that option. G driving forward, knows one way, still charging forward, he's within 10 metres, quick play the ball, another penalty, and that is going to be a red card yellow card for Kevin Leroyer. So Dewsbury Rams are going to take a 6-0 lead. Halifax making the changes with Simon Griggs bringing off Keil Carlisle and putting on Brandon Moore, and Oliver Wilson also waiting to come on from the sideline. Sykes converts 3 from 3 from 7 penalties. Oliver Wilson will change places with Dan Fleming. Halifax will be up, and then could do something up in the 12.5 minutes or so that remain of the first half. Griggs kicks off. And Gabriel is not going to get the room he got last time and the luxury of the space he had as he's driven into the ground by 3 Halifax defenders from the kick-off. Ryder, not just as easy to tackle, but put down eventually on the Rams 20-metre line. Connor Scott driving forward. Well, that looked like a forward pass, and he's given us a forward pass, and so we'll give Halifax an opportunity to reply to that kick that took Dewsbury into a 6-0 lead. And Scott Morrell calling the shots. Halifax forwards slow to get to the scrum. And Brandon Moore's taking his place in the second row. Halifax with 5 men in the scrum being down to 12 men. Saltonstall to Woodburn-Hall, tries to cut back inside of the Dewsbury defence that was sliding across, but gets caught. Garside has lost the ball. Looked the most likely earlier when he looked like he split the Dewsbury line, but not this time. The Dewsbury. Well, Garside has just he's collided with a man who's leaving the field, so he's not like. Well, that didn't affect anything really that was taking place as the Dewsbury player had taken his shirt off and was in the process of leaving the field, but the referee was caned Halifax 8-1 in the penalties. Sykes brings Fleming back on the inside. Fleming almost loses the ball and then almost loses the Halifax's defence as well, but they managed to bring him down. Garside with a tackle. Connor Scott. Finn. Sykes. Well, misses out everybody. It gets back to the full-back. And the referee's on there. Touch judge has seen something a bit unsavoury there, I think, because there was certainly nothing malicious in it, because the wing at Oaks was falling awkwardly anyway. Well, Halifax are already down to 12. And a yellow card for Ed Barber for something. Nine penalties to 1, down to 11 men for 10 minutes for use of the knee. Well, it's turned into a circus, is this, with 11 against 13. 9 penalties to 1. Brandon Moore almost took a high swing at Anakin there, but got away with it. Well, can the 11 men of Halifax who've been defending for most of this first half? Sykes gets it over the top. Great catch from Broughton, great intercept, great vision. So what about a penalty this time then? All over him. And offside. Saltonstall takes the ball up. Well, as if it isn't hard enough, Halifax are not getting the room, they're not getting the space, and they're not getting any of the decisions either. Woodburn Hall will have to come back inside. Halifax struggling to make ground. 11 trying to outwit 13. Every Dewsbury player to a man looks offside. Brandon Moore to Griggs, right, chasing to the corner. Robinson's after it, got past the winger, won't get to the ball because it's gone out of play on the far side. And Halifax will be just happy, I think, to be in the Dewsbury quarter of the field for the first time in a while. Just whether they can keep them there or not. Not a 40-20. Oh, what have Halifax got? Well, there's men on the outside for Dewsbury, as you would expect. Halifax getting across to make the first tackle. Halifax supporters complaining that defence aren't moving up, but they've got to be careful because Dewsbury have men on the outside, and they've got speedsters in Gabriel and Oakes. Finn, not a speedster, but Halifax closing down. 35 metres out. Well, it's a kick, downtown kick, which seems a bit of a strange decision when you've got the advantage, but Griggs will need to bring it back and clamp the ball to his body. Three defenders chase him down. Well, Halifax supporters incensed by the referee's lack of intervention on what appears to be slowing the play of the ball down by Dewsbury. Robinson takes the ball into the opponent's half of the field by 8 metres. Brandon Moore goes from dummy half. Brandon Moore skipping past the first defender, gets up to within 25 metres of the Dewsbury try line, 5 metres outside the red zone. Morrell it to Oliver Wilson, and Wilson charges it up. Stopped by 3. Last tackle. 6 minutes left in the first half. Griggs gets it out wide. Oh, and the pass from Woodburn Hall dips tantalisingly in front of Sean Robinson. Halifax moving up quick this time because you know Ryder's going to be the one that charges it up. Halifax up quickly again, need to keep Dewsbury far away from their own try line as they can. It's time that they're down to 11 men. 5.5 minutes left at half time, trailing by 6 points to 0. Finn gets it to Sykes. Knowles, well, maybe should have passed, went for the dummy, and Knowles playing for the penalty, wriggling about underneath Brearley there. Anakin tries to go around the outside. Last tackle, Halifax have done well. to keep Dewsbury metre inside their own half. The kick from Finn, well taken by Scott Griggs, across the field to Broughton. Broughton nowhere to go there. There's plenty of Dewsbury defenders as you would expect, but Jody Broughton's not giving up the challenge. Paul Brearley gets some a bit of speed there as he gets to the 30-metre line. Saltonstall goes from acting half. He bounces away from 3. Saltonstall still going, still taking on the defence. Knows the danger of trying to pass in these conditions, so doesn't risk it. Oh, that's the danger of passing as Keegan Hurst puts the ball down. All Halifax need to do is keep the possession until half time and try and keep it as long as they can, but again they've made the mistake, put themselves in an awkward position. Kevin Leroy has taken off the red bib that indicates he's in the sin bin, so he'll juke her back on. So the fourth official standing close to Leroy, making sure he doesn't come any sooner than he needs to. And Brandon Moore throwing himself into the tackle there. Halifax need to move out again. The ball's being thrown out and Ryder making 5 more metres for the Dewsbury Rams, going down the short side. Well, he's just rounded it up to double figures for the penalty count, 10-1 in favour of the Dewsbury Rams, who have 4 minutes to attack this Halifax line. Well, Kevin Leroy is still prowling up and down the touchline. There's a fourth official counting down the clock, and Leroy is back on. Halifax up to 12. But can they repel this latest Dewsbury onslaught? Trailing 6 points to 0. 10 points to 1 in the penalty count, almost caught out there, and back again. Halifax have made the tackle in the in-goal area, and we'll have to go back to the 10-metre line to play the ball. Touch judge at this side has decided to come onto the field. Well, there's something going. What's going to come out of this one then? Players rushing in from all over. Touch judges in. Halifax have just been restored to 12 men. It looks like Kevin Leroy has been dragged away. Well, when you're 10-1 down and getting caned in penalties and down to 11 men, you're bound to start losing your temper. There's bound to be frustration. But the referee had blown held and told the Dewsbury player to go back to the 10-metre line to play the ball. And then it just blew up. Touch judges try to keep the players apart. The referee has stopped the clock. Let's see what he has to say about this one. Well, he's going to want Scott Morrell as the captain, is he? Well, they're having a discussion. Touch judge keeping the players apart. Who is it this time? It's, well, a hand's in the pocket and a red card, this time wielded against the Dewsbury player. Well, that's 1 card out. We're down to 12 apiece again. And it's in the pocket again for a Halifax player. So we're back to a man advantage. Well, it's a farce. It's Scott Griggs that's coming off. Well, he's limping off anyway. Who's he going to give the penalty to after that? Calling the captains together. Well, it's a cold night. It's not the biggest crowd of the Shay, but they certainly haven't come to watch what's going on from the man in the middle. And Halifax have got the penalty. Well, 2 minutes to half time. Dewsbury still with a man advantage. Keegan Hurst getting hammered by the Dewsbury defence. All over him. And Wilson bounces off that tackle from G. But the Dewsbury defence are piling in numbers now, looking for some sort of redemption, I think. Solosol tackled on the 30-metre line. And Connor Scott and a strike off the Halifax player with some wild blows. And punches being thrown on that far side late on. Morell kicks straight into touch. The clock still says 2 minutes. I'm not sure what's happened there because he stopped the clock and didn't look to put it back on again. It's going. Bet against more players. We'll be finishing this game early. The way things are going, and Dewsbury were firing in on all cylinders in defence there. What will Dewsbury do now? They'll look to move it out wide. Well, they realise they've a man light in attack. Now they've got one of their number in the sim, well, not the sim bin, being red carded. And it's Halifax's turn this time. Well, the clock said 2 minutes, but the hooter has gone. Scott Morell calling his players off. And after a scrappy, untidy first half that's been littered with penalties, 10 of which have gone to Dewsbury, 1 of which has gone to Halifax. We've had 2 yellow cards, 2 red cards. Well, we'll see what happens in the second half, because the biggest reception off the field reserved for the referee at half time. People come to watch. Everybody's waving Scott Griggs away. Obviously a very aggrieved man, and I would be as well if I was losing the penalty count 10-1. But there's 40 minutes to go yet. Halifax have kept the line intact. Can they do it and pull themselves back into this game? We shall see when they come out for the second half shortly. Half-time score at the Shay, Paul Sykes with 3 penalties, making it Dewsbury 6, Halifax 0. Well, we're not sure who the Dewsbury player was that was relieved of his playing duties in the first half. Scott Griggs will take any further part in this game. Halifax trailing 6-0. Let's see how many players we can keep on the field this time. Let's see how many penalties Dewsbury get in the second half. Well, they were all fired up in the end of the first half, so they'll be probably glad of a bit of time to calm down. Ed Barber back on for Halifax. Now we've got 12 against 12. Let's see how we go on. Halifax working through the first set of 6 in the second half. And G loses the ball. Halifax unable to take any advantage of trying to hack the ball forward, but they will get the ball at the scrum. on the Dewsbury 40-metre line. Woodburn all into the house with Scott Morrell, gets the pass away. Brandon Moore moves up, takes the ball from the back of Paul Brealey. Kevin Leroy takes it forward. There's three men around him having a wrestle to put the Frenchman on the floor. Quick hands, Morrell gets it away, Saltonstall to Robinson, and Robinson gets second. Very close to the touchline, managed to stay in field. Matt Garside. Well, I looked as though I was thinking about the offload there. Brandon Moore causing havoc, gets the offload away to Morrell. Halifax have an advantage on that far side, do they, with Brealey sliding towards the line. Has he got the ball down? No. Held up just short. Last tackle, says the referee. Morrell kicks through, follows his own kick, and Dewsbury are caught in their own in-goal area. It looked like Halifax might have gone in at the corner then if Paul Brealey had got the ball out, but had to launch himself over the line, couldn't quite get there. Halifax trying to respond and let the rugby do the talking. The drop now taken by Robinson, 5 metres inside his own half, says I'll have a go at the defence, and gets under the swinging arm of Michael Knowles and of Paul Sykes, and then has to struggle to get up off the floor, and Halifax get a penalty. Well, it's in front of the post, but I'm not sure they'll want to take the two. They'll want to try and press home some advantage here with the possession they've had in the opening minutes. Keegan Hurst drives it forward, great leg drive from Keegan Hurst. It takes 4 Dewsbury defenders to stop him, and only stopped when the leg was lifted off the ground. Brandon Moore out to Morrell. Halifax go to the right hand side again. Woodburn all trying to force a way through, but defence there in numbers and almost taking Woodburn all over that Dewsbury line. They've taken him a couple of metres nearer and they struggle to put him down. Morrell shows and goes, gets the ball to Brandon Moore, out to Saltonstall. Saltonstall gets caught by Ryder. High, that might be a red card. Well, he went down heavily, did Saltonstall. To his credit, he sat back up trying to get back to his feet. Now what we're going to say, Mr. Referee and Touch Judge. Well, not even a yellow card warranted there for that tackle. Halifax will continue. Oh, referee seeing Dewsbury players offside 40 metres away. You can't see him stood at the side of him, but you can see him 40 metres away. Oh, Leroy gets the ball away, and it's a tackle that's put Keegan Hurst in a difficult position there. He got thumped to the ground, got up and played it. Brandon Moore blaming for a penalty. Morrell flies for the line. The defence were already going outside, waiting for the pass to go out wide. But Scott Morrell, well, not exactly aquaplaning, but sliding over, launching himself at the line. Paul Sykes complaining about something, but there is no complaint to be made there. The gap opened up it, and Scott Morrell quite literally sailed through it as he launched himself. Or somebody's in trouble with the referee. Well, no good complaining, Mr. G. You got left wanting in defence, and you paid the price as Scott Morrell opens the scoring for Halifax with 6 minutes gone in the second half. Well, the Dewsbury defence were already eyeing up their opposite numbers, and Scott Morrell spotted the gap and launched himself head first into the ground, knowing that the conditions would assist his slide to the line. And Halifax come away with a 4. Difficult kick for Woodburn Hall. As it made it only just, but it's made it, and Halifax a level. It's Halifax 6, Dewsbury 6. And the rugby on this occasion has done the talking. And it's off at the back of Halifax's second penalty of the match. One either side of half time now. So we're back at level pegging. Sykes' kick could be awkward if they don't take it, and Woodburn Hall does that. And Wilson drives it back, tries to get to the 20, but the weight and numbers of defence pushes him back a metre. Robinson picks up from acting half, and I think the two markers there split very quickly from the tackle to try and catch Robinson, and might not have been standing square. Brandon Moore, Kevin Leroy, not a lot he could do there. I don't think he was expecting the pass from Brandon Moore. Off goes Moore up the middle of the field, and Brandon Moore airing away on a dummy run which had taken him deep into Dewsbury territory. Morrell comes to the left hand side with Woodburn Hall. Woodburn Hall kicks through, and this could be an opportunity for Halifax. Well, it might be, because the ball was knocked out of play by Andy Gabriel, and so Halifax will get the possession 10 metres out from the Dewsbury line with a scrum. Well, Halifax looking for quick back-to-back points here. Well, a very physical game, and Halifax have a quick turnaround to face Sheffield Eagles in the Challenge Cup on Saturday afternoon at the Olympic Legacy Park. Saltonstall gets it away. Halifax attacking the Dewsbury left-hand defence, which is stood its ground again on the far side. Broughton goes inside. Jody Broughton, strength and speed. Well, that's what Simon Griggs brought him for, and he showed pace and power there to go through two defenders, left Michael Knowles on the floor, and 2 tries in 2 minutes, and Halifax have edged the nose in front in this game. Well, the power and pace shown by Jody Broughton then was fantastic. Knowles went for him, just left him on the floor, and Broughton, well, it was, I think it's 2012, the fastest man in rugby league. He still has plenty of pace left, and also has plenty of strength. Michael Knowles not the easiest man to get through, but Jody Broughton made it look easy on his way to putting Halifax into a 10 points to 6 lead, which has just been improved by Woodburn Hall, as you would expect from in front of the post. With Steve Tyrer, the regular kicker, not featuring tonight, and the Halifax lead has doubled. Well, I'm sure they won't let it run away with them, but a dream start to the second half for Halifax. Paul Sykes to restart. Long and deep again. Ooh. Oh no. It's a knock on behind the line. It'll be a drop out into the post. I'm not sure it can be classed as offside. Well, it was a problematic kick the way it came down. Halifax probably couldn't be set much better, but unable to deal with it. Morrell, Gabriel loses it but loses it backwards, then goes to collect it. And Halifax, can we go 6 tackles without giving a penalty here? Halifax as Joe Martin goes forward, followed by Wilson and Leroya. That looks like John Magrin that's on for Dewsbury, former London and Bradford player. Saltonstall stepped out of the line, but fortunately his teammates were sliding across to make the tackle. Dewsbury within 10 metres. Finn to Anakin. Magrin again from a standing start, not causing too much trouble for Halifax, who may need to watch from a kick here from either Finn or Sykes. And G gets the ball, is over the line, and G managed to crash his way over. Well, he had a complaint to the referee earlier, but he's responded with a 4-pointer. Well, the Halifax bubble somewhat deflated there, and it all came about from the poor defence, poor response to the kick-off. And Halifax might have been better letting the ball go out of play. Tried to keep it in, but not a lot they could do about it. Not a lot they could do about keeping Matty G out on his run on the last tackle. Well, the energy levels probably will start sapping with about 20 minutes to go when you lose one of your players. But for the moment, we begin the second half with what we all came to watch: open, fluent, skillful rugby. Sykes has just levelled the scores again. Halifax 12, Dewsbury Rams 12. So Halifax have to respond. There are some a small number of Dewsbury fans who have been making some noise. Morell's kick, well, that one could be awkward. Well taken though by Joe Martin. Gets to his feet, and Halifax up there waiting for him to make the tackle 10 metres out. Finn gets it inside Gabriel, and threatening the line again. Had to be a good tackle to stop him. Would have been away. It was Keegan Hurst that made the tackle. Hurst there again, needed to stop Adam Ryder as Dewsbury pour forward, making probably too many metres for Simon Griggs, as liking. John Magrin was tackled 8 metres from halfway. G off again, and dual rest from OKR Matty G. Last tackle, back to Sykes. Tester for Woodburn-Hall, stood at full back and gets away from one. There's still numbers in defence following up the kick. Halifax in their own 20. Robinson comes the short side, looks for a way through. Well, they're all over Robinson, but he still managed to get away to give the ball to Leroya, and then is there a penalty? Which way is he going? Halifax penalty. Well, he just had to doubt for a minute there. Is the way things have gone in the first half, and the referee didn't indicate immediately which way the penalty was going. Saltonstall goes from 30 metres out, and Dewsbury defenders trying to upend him. Keegan Hurst, who had one good run early in the first half, the second half, and has another one that puts him within 4 or 5 metres of the Dewsbury line. Dummy runners all over. Woodburn-Hall will take it on his own, but can't shrug off Liam Finn, who was a little bit high, but still legal, says the referee. Saltonstall moves to acting half again, gets it to Morrell. Morrell to Wilson. Halifax losing ground to try and make some space. Morrell, will he go on his own? He has gone on his own again, and Morrell, well, he thought he'd rolled over close enough to the line then, but just couldn't get it. Can Halifax get through? Out wide! Broughton in for a second. Dewsbury had been sucked into the middle, thought the ball was staying close. This time it went out, and this time did no answer out wide at the Dewsbury Rams. And Broughton, second try, puts the game back in Halifax's favour. Halifax 16, Dewsbury Rams 12. Broughton in for a second. Dewsbury, I think, were expecting him closing up to get Morrell. Waiting for Morrell to try and go through on his own, but Morrell was tackled, and when Dewsbury thought they'd marked the danger man, and the long pass out wide. Long pass over the top, I think, from Brandon Moore. Puts Jody Broughton in unmarked for the second try. Lead back in Halifax's favour. Might stay at 4 points, so this is a huge kick from the far touchline for Woodburn Hall. Well, his last attempt only just made it over the bar, and that was significantly closer than this one, so he's going to have to give it a real thump to get this one over. Well, he's not got the length or the direction this time. Well, I think one thing Halifax will be doing this time is watching the kick-off very closely. Just short of 19 minutes gone in the second half. And Finn it is that kicks off this time. Morrell covers across for it. Dan Fleming back on the field for Halifax and head first into John Magrin. And Wilson driving it forward. And will the referee call held eventually? A penalty for Halifax. Well, Connor Scott wouldn't let go. The referee shouted held. And I think everybody in the ground heard the call from the referee. Everyone that is except Connor Scott, who decided to continue the wrestle in the tackle. Halifax back in the Dewsbury half and making progress with Paul Brealey, but not with Dan Fleming, who puts the ball down. Well, Leroy went for the intercept on Dewsbury trying to take the advantage, but the ball will come back for the scrum. Halifax will open that, won't be costly. Just taking the lead again. The last thing they wanted to do with tackling the bag is give the ball away. Liam Johnson it is that's on for Dewsbury, it looks like. Well, number 5 it's Will Oates who's drifted in off the wing. Dewsbury back in the Halifax half. Martin up from full back. Just dropping off a short ball on the inside. His supporting teammate Sonny Esselmont. Oh, and here we go again. Halifax offside. Well, no good going for the 2. So Magrin will take the first charge up to the Halifax line. Makes a good effort, I think, gets to within 10 metres. Anakin. And the Super League experience with Wakefield for Chris Anakin. Sykes gets the ball out wide. Oh, Robinson took the option. Well, he clattered into Martin and forced Martin back onto the inside when there's an overlap for Gabriel there. And here could be problems for Halifax if they held him up. Dewsbury supporters are claiming a try. And the touch judges got Halifax off the hook there by saying it wasn't a try. So they'll go back for the 10 metre line, and Halifax must have a few tired bodies amongst their ranks, making up for the extra man. G goes again. And he gets to within 7 metres. Last tackle. Last one for Halifax to cling on. Finn goes on his own. And there's a posse of Halifax defenders around Liam Finn. Well, perhaps just a bit of a too big a challenge there for the Dewsbury scrum half on his advancing years. There was plenty of Halifax defenders moved around him. Salt will take the first drive out away from the Halifax line. Well, we're looking for offside on both sides, referee. Obviously not. Ed Barber. I think Barber looked at the referee for something there, thought it was a nasty challenge. Robinson drives it forward. Halifax struggling to get out of their own half. Morell opts for a 40-20. Well, it won't get behind Gabriel. He takes it and goes backwards 5 metres with it, and then Morell celebrates the fact that Gabriel got virtually nowhere with the ball then. But now Halifax need to have people in defence as Ryder's found a way around the outside almost, and somehow Halifax have got across to make the tackle. Dewsbury seem to have the spring in the step at the moment. That's a good tackle from Paul Brealey. Magrin takes the ball in. Halifax almost lifting him too high. Sykes gets it away to Joe Martin, who goes for the in-goal area. Oh, and it's missed. It's missed. And Gabriel has stolen in and made the scores level again. Well, Halifax really too busy watching that. They should have kicked that out of the ground. And Gabriel come up with a try when the ball should have been cleared, and once again it's a kick that's caused problems. Halifax problems. But all missing the attempt to clear the lines. So Sykes left with a kick that could give Dewsbury the lead again. So we're going to stay level. So on the right side for Paul Sykes. With 15 minutes left, Paul Sykes has found the target. Well, what would Halifax have given for a Steve Tyrer touchline conversion after that last try from Broughton? But now Halifax must begin again, trailing 16 points to 18. Morell's kick looking for problems again. Ryder managed to take it up off the inside of his knee. Oh, that's a dangerous tackle. Oh well, the referee has just surely played to the crowd there, because didn't seem to make a decision. Touch shoes wasn't interested. So another penalty that will dent Halifax's chances of getting back into this game and near the try line, certainly for the next 6 tackles. We'll have a lot of work to do in defence against this Dewsbury side, who just snuck into a 2-point lead and are now looking to increase that, knowing that with time running out, another try could be crucial to them. 13 minutes to go. There's still plenty of time left for either side this game. This game not over by any means yet, but appeals for a forward pass ignored by the referee there. Well, he didn't ignore the appeals for the tackle that was made by the Halifax players and gave the penalty, which has left Dewsbury 18 metres out from the Halifax line, and Liam Finn into acting half. Our back partner Sykes waits, shows the ball, gets it out to Joe Martin. Martin kicks behind the defence. Jody Broughton comes up with it, but well, he's done well to stay in the field of play there, Jody Broughton. Halifax need a quick play some metres away from their own line as Saltonstall is brought down. Halifax appealing for a penalty. Well, he put his whistle to his mouth, ended the referee, or appeared to, and took it out again. Well, he's blown this time. We've seen something a little unsavoury, a head-high tackle. Halifax don't make too many metres with the kick. He gets them away from their own line. Oliver Wilson has been exchanged. Leroy has made a break, just needs support. He's found it with Brandon Moore. Brandon Moore has players outside him. Almost an obstruction there with Matt Garside almost running across the front of Brandon Moore. Keegan Hurst is once again driving forward, putting the Dewsbury Rams to work. Scott Morrell kicks over the top for Garside to chase, puts problems in the in-goal area for Joe Martin, who has to push the ball out of play. And the force to drop out under the post. Halifax get back-to-back sets. There's no rush, there's a lot of chattering going on at the back of the line, but there's no action as the Dewsbury players refuse to pick up the ball. Finally Sykes does that, going close to the touch line. Saltonstall gets a lucky bounce there off the touch backwards and drops his shoulder, tries to go through the defence, gets back to the 40. Encouraging run from Saltonstall. Dewsbury players almost going to sleep on Saltonstall then, as Fleming runs off the short ball and makes Halifax metres back towards those Dewsbury posts. Leroy, the runner, stray pass. Well, Halifax will get 6 more here if they can pick the ball up, because Dewsbury had hands on it. Brandon Moore has support this time. He's got it away to Saltonstall, but the defence has got across for Dewsbury, and Halifax are lucky there. They need to show a little more composure with the possession. Keegan Hurst is taking Halifax nearer that Dewsbury line again, with just over 10 minutes showing on the clock. Scott Morrell gets it to Matt Garside, and Garside unable to get any purchase on a slippery surface to force himself towards the Dewsbury line. Brandon Moore acting half to Scott Morrell. Morrell shows the ball, carries on across the line. There's 3-1 again. Broughton's on for a hat-trick, is it? The ball down, is it given? Held up, says the referee. Halifax close but no cigar. Ed Barber going close. Jody Broughton was free, but may have been too close to the touch line. Morrell shows the ball again, gives it to Fleming, and Fleming sets off back towards the Dewsbury line. Halifax still with tackles in the bag and numbers on this side of the field. Morell to Garside, and Garside trying to force his way over the line, and Dewsbury scrapping for all the world to keep him back on the in the field of play. Well, one last tackle. What have Halifax got, if anything? It's gone through the hands. Morell stops it with his feet and picks it up. Morell's going to have to offload. So is Leroya, but he kicks into the in-goal area, does it? Or has it? No. Dewsbury stay in the field of play. Dewsbury plays still struggling back. Is it a question of fitness? Some tired bodies playing in these conditions. 9 minutes to go. Dewsbury leading. Halifax 16, Dewsbury 18. Adam Ryder gets to the 20-metre line. Halifax drag him down. Will Oakes coming in to help out Dewsbury's cause. Last tackle. Well, Halifax need the wingers back. Well, knew where Sykes was going to kick then. He was going to kick Halifax back into their own 20. Halifax need to get the pack there quickly. Clock ticking down on just over 8 minutes. Well, Dewsbury looked down and out the other end of the field. They made it up to the scrum, and Saltonstall tackled by Liam Johnson. They're just on for Dewsbury. Well, Halifax have made a mistake. Jody Broughton, 2-try hero, gives the ball away. Unfortunately, soon be forgotten if Halifax can't get themselves out of this 2-point deficit. Something which they're going to have to defend 6 tackles. Halifax struggle to handle the threat of Will Oakes there. Well, there's an error. Halifax begin their counter-attack with Brandon Moore, who's also lost the ball, but there's still something going on between Scott Morell, one of the Dewsbury players, Connor Scott, who's just come back onto the field. Go back for the knock-on with 6.5 minutes left. Robinson fancies the outside, then drops his shoulder back on the inside, but can't get away from Liam Finn. Well, Halifax have struggled throughout this game without Tom Gilmore, who went off in the first half with a hamstring problem, which didn't look too severe and may have been a precaution with the Challenge Cup tie in mind on Saturday. Fleming to Morell. Morell gets it away to Woodburn-All, who tries to go on his own and get through the defence but gets tackled. 8 metres away from the Dewsbury 20-metre line. Morell back to Brandon Moore. Last tackle. Oh, we're looking to this near side. Scott Morell. Well, a bit of a nothing kick from Scott Morell. I think he was trying to get it more on the outside of the boot. And Dewsbury being given another penalty. Well, they're not going to. Are we going to stop the clock, or have we stopped the clock? Because Dewsbury seem to be taking as long as they can. But we did stop the clock. Sykes, the touch. Halifax with exactly 5 minutes to try and salvage something from an ill-tempered first half, which has calmed down in the second and produced some good rugby. But so far, a good rugby favouring Dewsbury at 18-16. Both teams down to 12 men, of course. Finn gives it to G, and G gets to the 20-metre line. Dewsbury edging perilously closer to that line, and Adam Ryder is stopped eventually. It's the last tackle. Well, Dewsbury have men stacked on the other side. Finn goes to the short side, and once again goes for the glory plate, does Liam Finn. Although I'm guessing that being tackled there, not too much of a drama for his coach Lee Greenwood, handing the ball over on the Halifax line. Salt the Salt, a willing runner again out of defence as always. Robinson trying to go underneath again. Got Morrell named as the Halifax man of the match. Here he is with the ball, gets it out to Brearley, quick hands out again. Well, keeping the ball in field of play but losing ground. Morrell gets it to Keegan Hurst, and Hurst, as always, attracts 3-4 players to him. But he won't go down. Good ball, Saltonstall charging onto it but unable to escape the tackle and not getting a penalty. Morrell gets it on the last tackle, gets the kick away, rain pouring down. Where's it going to bounce? Into the arms of the full-back who gets the pass away. Halifax missed 2 tackles, and now there's problems because Oakes is a flyer, but he's dropped the ball under pressure from Morrell's tackle. Halifax, what a tackle from Halifax captain Scott Morrell, looking to take advantage. Brandon Moore, Morrell pointing him out to the right hand side where Halifax looked to have an advantage, which has now been well, it's been cut out now. Fleming drives it forward. Halifax in the Dewsbury red zone. Keil Carlisle gets it to Morrell. Morrell out to Woodburn Hall. Out to Jody Broughton, but the ball slippery and difficult. Can Halifax get back to make the tackle? It's Morrell again that's got back. Well, that might be the last hurrah for Halifax with 1 minute and 50 seconds left. As Dewsbury far forward, Halifax are going to have to conjure something really special up here to have anything, because I think if they get within shot, Dewsbury will probably put a 1-pointer over, and with the wind getting up that feels to be at the back of the Dewsbury Rams. G takes the ball up. Finn standing at acting half. To Martin, the full-back. Well, looks like it's a night for the Halifax old boys with 1 minute and 9 seconds left. Magrin. Last tackle. What will Finn do this time? Oh, Halifax could be caught out here. Problems here. The ball escaping everybody. Well, Halifax have 52 seconds to go 80 metres. 52 seconds and 6 tackles. And not surprisingly, there is a large crowd gathering around the exit to the field. Well, there was. Have to realise how cold the wind is, and decided not to bother. Well, they've less than 30 seconds. Paul Brearley gets it out to Broughton. What's Broughton's got left? Has he got a hat-trick in him? 19 seconds. Well, there's been plenty of last-minute drama at Halifax. Is it going to happen once more? Garside can't pick it up. The ball's been knocked on by Dewsbury, has it? Referee won't stop the clock, so there won't be enough time anyway. And Dewsbury have won against Halifax for only the second time in 11 meetings. Eventually the rugby won out in the second half with plenty of points scored after a 6-point deficit at half time. Halifax with tries from man of the match Scott Morrell and Jody Broughton made it 12-6 to Halifax, but Dewsbury never went away. G charged over with Sykes converting. Broughton scored his second, but unfortunately on the touchline Woodburn Hall couldn't find the mark, and Gabriel got a try when Halifax couldn't clear the ball from the in-goal area. Sykes converted from 3 metres in from the touchline, and Halifax suffered the first defeat of the season. They lost Tom Gilmore earlier on, which might have affected them, and they also had Scott Brick's yellow carded, although he limped from the field, so he may not have been taking much part anyway. But Kane 13-6 eventually in the penalty count. Halifax supporters leave down and despondent, and probably will have something to say about the officials that took part, the referee, certainly the referee that took part of this game. So in the second half, Dewsbury proved the better side with the rugby. Halifax just couldn't pull it out of the bag in the end and went down. Halifax 16, Dewsbury Rams 18.